Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be joined by those eminent speakers, voices of influence. Let me go first to Dr. Mashelkar. Dr. Mashelkar, it's such a pleasure to have you join us here on Network 18. I want to start by asking you about the body of work, Dr. Mashelkar, that you have committed yourself to over the course of your career. You headed two high-powered technology committees of the Government of India. The first was the Standing Committee for the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. The second was that of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. This was right after the Swachhta mission was announced in 2014. We also understand that you set up some very novel processes for technology selection. Could you take us through what the outcomes have been of the measures that your committees decided to take forward?
That was a great initiative by the government when we launched as a nation the initiative, the Swachh Bharat, by the Honorable Prime Minister. It was a great initiative, and it was great in terms of aspiration, in terms of we wanted to achieve the results, not in 15, 20 years, but in 5 years, all right, by 2019. And at the same time, I had written a book called Leapfrogging to Pole Vaulting. For what? For creating radical yet sustainable transformation. And that's what the Honorable Prime Minister was looking at. He wanted a radical transformation and as well as sustainable transformation, and in the fastest time framework, which is 5 years. So while writing the book, somebody had asked me, how do you make sure that when you pole vault, you don't break your back, you do it safely and successfully?
Well, Dr. Mashelkar, you were talking about leapfrogging, so let me just take that point forward with you. Besides the government, you've also been the chairman of the awards committees that have been set up by corporations. For instance, the selection committee of the ISC FICCI Awards for sanitation, right from its inception way back in 2007. So I want to understand from you, based on your experience, what's been your own judgment on the progress that we've made as a nation when it comes to technology and innovation for inclusive sanitation?
Yes. No, that's an excellent question, because as one has been always saying, it is the public-private partnership with deep societal engagement that makes things work. And so was the case here. I'm very impressed there are visionary leaders like Naina Kidwai, who set up and led this Indian Sanitation Coalition with large number of partners coming from everywhere. And then FICCI, which is a industry representative body, they came together and created that initiative. That initiative was created in 2007, and I have been the chairman of it ever since. And I'm very happy to say that innovation was being looked at there in total. In a sense, when you look at innovation, it is technological innovation is one part of it, but then business model innovation, system delivery innovation, workflow innovation, policy innovation, etc. They all matter and they complement each other.
Well, you were talking about innovation, Dr. Mashelkar, and many of our guests who are going to be joining us on stage have in fact innovative, they've created solutions, they've scaled those solutions. So, dear, let's welcome them on stage. Joining us here on the Swachhta and Mission Paani stage, Devansh, Peshin, Manager Program Partnerships at Wilgrow. With us, Padma Shri S. Damodran, the founder of Gramalia, Gamit Ramila Ben, former sanitation worker and social activist, Padma Shri Usha Tomar, President of Sulabh International Social Service, Jay Geeta, Director of CSR at the Gramalia Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our champions of change. These are the men and women who have worked over the course of several years to ensure that water, sanitation, health and hygiene are mainstreamed into our conversations. Kishore.
जी तो ये सब वो वॉरियर्स हैं जिनकी हम कहानियां सुनाते हैं, जिनसे लोग इंस्पायर होते हैं,
जो किसी और को काम करने के लिए मतलब
प्रेरित
किसी और के काम करने के लिए नहीं रुके,
जी
बिल्कुल,
खुद आगे
absolutely,
बढ़े।
इंतजार नहीं किया कि
absolutely.
दुनिया बदलेगी और
कि
फिर
गवर्नमेंट कुछ करेगी या नहीं करेगी, whatever they, you're absolutely
Exactly.
right in pointing that out there.
जी देवांश जी, सबसे पहले एज एन इंक्यूबेटर सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज क्या आता है इसमें?
सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज इंक्यूबेटर्स के लिए ये आता है कि फर्स्ट टू गेट सपोर्टर्स फॉर द कॉज. नाउ एज द स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम हैज ग्रोन, इट इज डीपनिंग इट्स फोकस. Swachh Bharat mission has expanded its scope of work to create impact. So as these things have aligned, these macro forces have aligned, we see newer areas of support coming in to create impact in these areas. Because the existing work that the Paani mission is being doing can be supplemented by newer and newer innovations which can have interventions both in preventing that the first water gets polluted, prevention of pollution of water. When water is polluted, either by natural use at your homes or outside, it has an element of recyclability in it, and also it helps create green livelihoods in the entire chain as well. So to get support is quite important, and to have continuous support and test beds for these innovations to scale is quite important as well, to scale these technologies after they've come.
You know, Devansh, you're absolutely right, and I just want to link this back to what we heard from Mr. Kant this morning, where he said that our solutions need to be sustainable. We need to have business models that work, that are viable as well. You know, top 3 ideas that you've incubated that you believe are ready for commercialization or have already in fact been commercialized?
One, there is a startup called Gov Toilets, which have been working for quite a few years in setting up bio-toilets across cities and urbanized and rural areas as well. One of the startups that is being awarded through the Sanitation Coalition by the Kidwai Awards, they have produced a technology in which the use of water in these sanitation systems in toilets goes down quite a lot.
Right.
And essentially we have to focus on, there are a lot of technologies in multiple areas of waste, which are preventing waste to hit landfills, which goes into groundwater, and water and waste that goes into the waterways as well. One interesting innovation I would like to point out, which is quite unique in its nature, is called Urdhvam, which has developed a technology where in the existing borewell you can go and you can enable recharge of groundwater, which is not being recharged anymore.
Cool idea.
Are you going to invest in that, Dia?
Totally going to invest in this one.
You are going to invest in that one, Kishore.
लेकिन बात रमीला बेन से कर लें. आपने 300 सैनिटेशन यूनिट्स एक तरह से बनाए हैं, और इसमें सबसे ज्यादा तकलीफ किस में हुई? सबसे ज्यादा तकलीफ कहां हुई, किस चीज पर हुई, किस बिंदु पर हुई, किस पॉइंट पर हुई?
आप सभी लोगों को विश्व शौचालय दिवस के लिए शुभकामना देती हूं. जब भी हम शौचालय बनाने के लिए लोगों के पास जाकर सभी लोगों के पूछते थे कि हम शौचालय बनाएंगे, तभी तो लोगों ने मुझे कहा कि हम शौचालय नहीं बनाएंगे और शौचालय में हम शौच क्रिया नहीं कर सकेंगे.
क्यों?
ऐसा समझ नहीं थी लोगों में. हम ट्राइबल एरिया से आए हैं, तभी लोग समझते नहीं कि हम शौच करने के लिए हम बाहर जाएंगे, ऐसा बोल रहा था लोग.
This is actually a